Hi guys, I'm Paul Pluta, and today I'm doing a paid review. This is a special paid review. This guy sent me super cash, Chris sent me big cash, and hey, I'm out here to do this vid. It says, hey Arch, this is Chris from San Francisco again. I'm in the midst of making a purchase as we speak, purchasing a Rolex Submariner that has to be special ordered, and will be making some more purchases in the very near future, which is why I'm requesting the advice of the Pontiff urgently. For your prompt YouTube video creation, I'm sending you 100 US plus an additional 50 for the US for the trouble. I'd like to add any preference to the questions below, and this is that all my purchases will be of new timepieces. So anywhere you see me ask for a comparison between watches, you can use the idea that I'll be purchasing new to help guide your opinion. I know you always recommend purchasing used. Yes, that's correct. But I've always been fond of purchasing new, even if it costs me a bit of extra coin to do so. Also, all the watches listed below are watches that I'll be looking for in steel. I've made the decision that the only watches I will ever look to purchase in precious metal will be when it is time to finally purchase a Patek, an AP, and or a VC. Those purchases won't happen for a very long time, if ever, but I am content having those as lifelong goals. In the meantime, it'll be all steel stunners. My questions are listed below. Number one, I'm going to be purchasing a Rolex Submariner and would like to know if you recommend the date or no date. The price difference isn't an issue for me. I'm just wondering which you think is better and why. I like the idea of the no date being the original and the one that Bond first wore. I would also like having a date function for practicality. So there's pros and cons to both. So which do you recommend, Archie? Okay, let's answer that question. And that's a fair question. What do I think? I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really matter. I gotta say my personal preference, this is my personal preference, is on the pre-ceramic. I love the no date. I think they are such a just beautiful proportions and everything like that. I think on the ceramic, I do prefer them with a date. I think they the proportions it looks a bit fat and big. So I think the date feature is a good thing to have. But that's just my opinion. Personally, if someone gave me a ceramic no date, I'd love it and cherish and worship it. So you really can't go wrong. Rolex Steel Submariner, even if you went for a Rolex Deep Sea or James Cameron, man, any of those, the Sea Dwellers, any of those pieces are good pieces. A Rolex Steel Sports Dive watch, you cannot make a mistake. Personally, if it was me, I was going there myself, I'd probably fork out for the date on the ceramic, because you're buying new, you're not buying pre-owned. I'd probably pay the little bit. It's not huge money. If you're going to go with the no date, you don't do it to save coin. You do it because you like the aesthetics of the no date. So I don't think there's anything wrong either way, but hey, I'd probably go for the date on the ceramic. Number two, I've been considering purchasing a Rolex Pepsi GMT in steel with the Jubilee bracelet, or a Rolex GMT Batman in steel, or a Rolex Explorer 2 Polar. Which of those is the best, and which is the best steel Rolex GMT in general? Okie dokie. Well, that's a very good question there. I got to be completely honest with you there. Your chance of getting a Rolex Pepsi GMT, I'm afraid to tell you, is probably low. Okay, it's more so the case which one is going to be available, because these are selling in the secondary market where I live. In my end of the universe, those pieces are very much in demand. Okay, So if you're buying new, if you can get any of those, my preference, if you could go into the shop and you could get whatever you wanted, I'd go Pepsi. Secondly, I'd go Batman. And thirdly, I'd go Explorer 2. Does that mean that's my personal preference? No, that's where the smart money would go. What do I think myself? I actually really do like I really do like the Explorer 2. I've owned an Explorer 2 for years. It's always been my go-to watch. This is the 40mm. One thing that's carried over to the 42mm, which is on the 40mm, which is on all Explorer 2s, is the fact that this bezel is fixed. It's steel and it's fixed. Now, my honest opinion is, so the way a GMT function watch it goes is that 24-hour hand, which is, Jesus Christ, all the hands are stuck all together. They've just, that red 24-hour hand, it goes around once every 24 hours. So the normal hour hand, it goes around twice. So what happens is that 24-hour hand, it reads the second time zone in 24-hour time. So when it's actually 6, when that arrow is down at 6, it actually means it's 12. So it is a little bit tricky to read. People, 24-hour time on a conventional wristwatch is sometimes, it takes a bit of getting used to. But what my argument is that on the GMT Pepsi, and this is the older ones, and you could actually rotate the bezel, but my argument is it is so tricky to use 24-hour time that having a fixed steel bezel, I think, is probably better. It gets too confusing when you're rotating the bezel, and I kind of, my own opinion is I think the fixed steel bezel is the way to go. I think that for a GMT function watch is so much easier. Simple. Keep it simple. So I'm a great fan of the Explorer 2. And even when the Explorer 2, there was a time in the 90s, early 2000s, where the Explorer 2 was much hotter than the GMTs. I preferred the Explorer 2. So that's still my opinion there. So my own view, if you're buying one, look, the hottest one is the Pepsi. The second one is the Batman. The third one is the Polar. But if you're using, if it's not a supply issue, I quite like the idea of a fixed, fixed steel bezel. Now, that's not to say that, this is my preference there. You've got to go with what you like, but that's my opinion there. They're all pretty good. A Rolex GMT watch, they're all pretty damn good. Question 3. I currently own a Breitling Navitimer Limited 1884 reference A21350024 on a steel bracelet. What is your opinion on this piece and the movement it has? If you could choose a Navitimer, which would you choose and why? So, okay. This Navitimer here, it has an A. If they're using an in-house movement, that would be an AB. That's how you can tell the in-house compared to, they call it the manufacturer movement compared to non-manufacturer. So that's using, I think it's using a Valjoux 7750 base. It's a lot of manufacturers have used that base movement. 7750 is used by IWC. It's used by some pretty average stuff as well as some pretty good stuff. What's your opinion on this piece? I think it's a nice piece. I like the Navitimer. However, they're kind of, I wouldn't say they're terminal, but they kind of suck. Okay, they kind of suck. And why do I say they kind of suck? Well, they kind of suck because everybody wants the in-house, the B01 movement. So it's funny, with Breitling, it was never really such a big problem. I had the old Navitimer, which was also it was based on a 7750 movement there. And I quite liked it. I really enjoyed my time with it. However, things have, it's kind of strange. I remember many years ago, quartz wasn't so horrid. Quartz was, it was never as good as mechanical, but well, in the 70s and 80s, people did prefer quartz. But if you're a serious watch collector today, unless you are a Grand Seiko freak, you'd never that wouldn't be your genre, in my opinion there. So I've got to be completely frank and honest with you there. I think, unfortunately, that watch is very soft. It's very soft on the secondary market. Very, very soft indeed. Is it deservedly so? Probably not. That's quite a nice looking watch there itself. I think it's got a 24-hour hand to GMT type function as well. It's a great watch, but it's not flavor of the month now. That type of watch on the steel bracelet, I think it's good looking. I think it's a nice piece. But it's, how do I put this? The market has turned against it. And now you think, ooh, Valjoux 7750. I don't really see much collectability with it. I mean, it's a Navitimer. It's cool enough. I don't think it's going to really rise much. However, to put that in perspective, if you own it now, do you sell it, take a big loss, and pay exorbitant money for Rolexes? And I'd probably keep it. I don't think it's a terminal watch, but Breitlings with the non-in-house movements kind of suck now, okay? They just do. People don't really want them, okay? That's the truth. So, what's your opinion on this piece? I think it's a nice enough piece. However, it's soft as shit in the secondary market. The movement's very pedestrian. It's very, very, very pedestrian. It's just very, very, it's just very boring. It's boring, okay? I mean, my Pam's got a 7.7. Okay, it doesn't have a chronograph, but it's one of those things there. In-house snobbery. Watchmakers like the Valjoux 7750. They like it. They like it because it's simple and they know how to work on it, and they can get some parts. But what's my opinion on it there? I don't hate it, but I wouldn't be recommending to buy one. Let's put it that way, okay? Question 4 regarding my purchase of a GMT, which will happen here shortly. I am stuck with the dilemma. Okay, I'm stuck with a dilemma. While I like the idea of sticking to one watch per brand, which would lead me to buying the new Tudor Pepsi, if I could afford to purchase a Rolex watch with a GMT function, do you think that's worth breaking the rule? Look, rules are meant to be broken. I got to be completely frank with you. I set these rules up. Man, you don't have to be serious. I mean, fuck. I set these rules up for me because I just went a bit troppo, okay? I would go a bit troppo. I want so many watches. Now that I've got 11, 12 pieces, I can start to break the rules. And I am. I want to get another Rolex. I think, the big problem is with your comment there is it's so hard to get a Rolex Pepsi. Do you think you could get one? That's the question. So I think Rolex. If you are buying new, and I don't really like that, but if you were to buy new, of course, Rolex Steel Sports brand is where you should go. So, of course, break the rules. Don't be stupid. Break the rules for that. You don't want to buy some obscure bloody GMT because of this stupid one watch per brand rule. Break it. Rules are meant to be broken. Question 5. How often is it necessary to wind your manual watches without causing any damage to them. I have a watch winder, but that only works for automatic watches, obviously. I've heard that as long as you wind them once a week, they should be okay. My Omega Man on the Moon has about a 2-day power reserve, and I can't bring myself to winding that watch every 2 days. If I had to, I would, but I'm just wondering what's the longest duration you can get away without causing damage. Look, you can leave it there for a month, couple of months. I don't think it's really going to cause much problems. The theory behind this lunacy is that if you don't wind it, the oils can dry out. Ideally, you would want to wind them up once a month, but I don't think you really have to do that. If it's in a cool, dark environment, like a bank safe, you could probably stretch it to a couple of months. I don't think it'd really be a big problem. I'd probably start them once every 3 to 4 months would be ideal. But hey, it's getting very, very, I don't think it'd cause damage. I mean, that's a bit. That's. I don't think you have to do it that religiously. And number 6, lastly, I'm considering purchasing a Jaeger-LeCoultre Grand Reverso reference Q3758420. I'm not these JLC references. I do know some of the references there, but JLC numbers, they're kind of a bit hard. You know what I mean? I mean, why would you really want to know that? I don't quite get that one, but okay, he's giving me a JLC reference there. Reverso Grand. Okay, see these things here, these JLC references don't really mean much to me, especially how JLC is such a fucking dog. The resale value on JLC is pretty fucking pretty average, you know, to say the least. They're not. Let's have a look. I'll just have. See, I can't even find that. Fuck. Oh, fuck. I made a mistake here. Fuck. I'm just trying to get this. Oh, fuck. It's always fucking this. I'm just trying to get a picture of this from my phone here, just so I can because these references, these internal reference codes. These internal reference codes, you know, sometimes the Reverso Grand date I've got, there's 2 reference codes, but I mean, fuck, who remembers these obscure reference codes? I mean, that's just, fuck, the watches are soft as shit. Why would you fucking remember the reference codes, you know? I mean, with Rolex you do, but this other shit here, you'd sort of, why, oh, fuck. What can I say? Look. Let's have a look here. Always annoying, isn't it? Very, very annoying. It's Q3758420. Okay, let's have a look what we got here. See, it's not even. Oh, okay. See, you probably should have just said it's a calendar. That's what you probably should have said. It's a calendar Reverso. That would have been much better than some fucking weird, obscure Q number. Those Q numbers, they don't mean much to me. I'm doing my best to buy it from an AD, but I can't find one from an AD. Do you think it would be a wise purchase buying one from Joma Shop? Joma Shop's fine to buy from. They're a grey market dealer. A lot of their stuff, well, most of it's brand new. I don't like the idea that my warranty wouldn't be honoured by JLC. Well, that's maybe, I don't think that's the case, but, and that they would not service it coming from, no, well, they will service it. That's international warranty. I don't get this. Do you think buying used would be better than buying grey market? Well, I tend to be partial to be buying new, although I know that it is directly against what you recommend. Ultimately, I would like my Grand Reverso to be in steel, and I would like it to be a non-moon phase function. Gee, that's moon phase is so cool, man. I don't know why you don't like the moon phase. With those being the 2 caveats, which Grand Reverso do you think is best? if I were to forget about the moon phase competition, which Grand Reverso and steel would you reckon? Well, look. Let's back the truck up. I think the important thing with reversos, let's just back the truck up, sunshine. This is my Reverso Grand Date. I love that. It doesn't have a moon phase. Is that the best Reverso? Well, it hasn't been made for a long time. You can't actually buy this brand new. I love it. I love the power reserve, the 2-disc date system, 8-day power. It's a great watch. Is it the great? Well, there's a number of great Reversos. That reference number you gave me to the calendar with the moon phase, I think that's fucking gorgeous. I think that's a gorgeous Reverso. I don't see why you don't like the moon phase. I think the moon phase is cool, man. Moon phases are cool. I know I said before I had this craze. That was just because I had a watch that didn't have a moon phase. I just made up some fucking story to get you fuckers, you know. I thought I'd think of some academic reason why. It's just the watch I had didn't have the fucking moon phase. I mean, no big fucking deal, man. Don't sweat it, man. Don't fucking sweat it. I gotta be honest with you. I love my Reverso. Moon phase or no moon, I think the best advice is you got to get it in a grand size. Some of the smaller, the classique sizes can be, unless if you're a big fat guy like me, you want to get the grand size. If you're thin and slim, well, the classique size or the duo is it's whatever sort of size you are. But I'm a big sort of fat guy who I don't know if the weight loss is going to really do much. So I got to be honest and frank. I go for a big one. I like it steel, manual wind, and on a leather strap. That's just my preferences because that's what the original was. The original was steel, it was manual wind, it was on a leather strap. I just think, well, man, that's just true to form. What is the best one? Well, I really love the Tribute to 1931. I actually had one of those. You know, I had a Tribute to 1931. They've actually gone up in price. Fuck! This one had an engraving, that's why I didn't sell it. But the Tribute to 1931, that was a great watch. I love that. This one here, you quoted me, the moon phase. I don't have a problem with it. I definitely, if you can get one with the moon phase, I'd rather one with the moon phase than no moon phase at all. I kind of, that's my opinion. I honestly, I don't understand why you are so anti moon phase. Moon phases are cool. I think they're very cool. So I don't really have a problem. I don't have a problem with that at all. Moon phase, JLC. How could you not love a moon phase, man? I mean, Patek charges an absolute fortune for anything with a moon phase. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't have a problem with it. Now you also sent me another. You sent me another request here where you said to me, you said that I kind of, what did you say? You said, hey Arch, I know you'll be posting my video soon, but in the email I forgot to ask the question about what's your opinion of the Q, what's the fuck? See, these numbers don't, these are JLC numbers. They don't fucking, why would you remember these when the market's so fucked for them? I think you're talking Q. 37584. Okay, that's the calendar. That's the Jaeger-LeCoultre Grand Reverso calendar. Okay, you should have just said that. I mean, fuck me dead. So what's my opinion? If you could speak in that video, that would be great. If you've already made the video, then I won't trouble you. Oh, that's okay. I'm doing the video now, man. If you could just answer that question via email. Okay, now, well, I think it's a great watch. I think that's a great watch. That's a great watch. That's a lovely watch. I think. Is the Reverso Grand Date better than that? And it's just different. It's different. They're two different. I mean, I love my watch. Don't get me wrong, but fuck, the Grand Reverso calendar is. I actually really like that watch. I remember I went to Melbourne a couple of years ago. I thought that was a amazing watch. I don't have any. I don't have a qualm with that watch at all. That's a beautiful, 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 beautiful watch, and that's a great watch. I don't have any problems with that. Thanks so much for your time, Arch. Having a guru like yourself on YouTube is truly valuable. Gee, that's really sweet. You do amazing work, and I hope you continue to find reasons. And I hope to continue to find reasons to need videos, so I continue to support you, and you can make what you need to make to remain on YouTube full time. I'm also considering sponsoring you on Patreon, and I'll also be emailing you about the latter. Be well, Arch. Wow, that's sweet. That's from Chris. That's Chris. That's really, really sweet, Chris. So thank you. I think that just to go back to that Reverso. That Reverso's cool, man. Reverso is fucking cool. Fucking cool. So my advice to you, if you are going to buy new, just very quickly there, I think there's certain brands that are okay to buy new, like Rolex Steel Sports. Okay, Rolex. Don't stay away from the two-tone and the dress watches. Rolex Steel Sports. You can buy that new every day of the week. Your Breitling, I wouldn't be. The danger is, if you want to flip that, I think you're going to take a bloodbath, because the market's so soft. I'd probably just keep the bloody thing. You know, it's not the end of the world. I've got some watches that are a bit soft. I got a Breitling Super Ocean Heritage too, but I bought it cheap. So Pam is soft, but I don't care. I wanted a Pam for many, many years, and I've got a Pam. It's a very cool watch. I love it. So I think sometimes don't just follow the herd. People are sheep. They just follow what they, they're just jerks. But there you go. I think you got some really good questions there. I hope I've answered that for you nicely. You've got to buy new Rolex Steel Sports, man. Rolex Steel Sports. Buying from Joma Shop, I don't have a problem. Now, you got warranty. Look, you may not have American warranty, but they will service it. There's no problem getting it serviced. And I don't even know if they could even say that they won't. You couldn't send it back to Jaeger-LeCoultre. So if it's grey market means that it was originally sold in a different country, like say Germany or the United Kingdom. So a lot of these watches have international warranty. This is not like cars that are region specific. These are the same bloody thing. So often they've got like Omega used to have international warranty stamped all over the bloody thing. And Rolex, you used to get when you bought a Rolex, you got a catalog that told you all the Rolex, where the addresses and phone numbers for all the Rolex agencies around the world. So in case you were an international jet setter, you could get this fucker fixed anywhere. So I think you might have misunderstood grey market versus authorized ADs. So no problem with buying from Joma Shop at all. In fact, I'd highly fucking recommend it, because the sons of bitches JLC dealers tend to be a bit snooty, and you want a discount, man. You need to get some discounts. So Joma, very, 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 very. I mean, Joma's not paying me fucking nothing. Don't get me wrong. They're not paying me a brass razoo, but I don't have a problem buying from Joma. Sometimes you don't get the warranty cards, which I don't understand. I don't understand that bullshit. But hey, that's the way it works. So, guys, that's how it goes. And stay tuned. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Paid reviews coming soon. Well, they're coming. This is a paid review now. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and don't forget, guys, if you want a paid review, $50 US. Thank you. See you later.